Now let's wipe off this out of the way, and we're in this generic base location. And this doesn't look good.
It's earthquake, Sonic.
What? Oh no!
That sounded so forced.
Yeah, innit?
That's the problem with a lot of the lines in this game. It's just, they do sound so forced, don't they?
Yeah.
Why did they pretty much just copy and paste the boss battles?
Because they run out of funding.
Hang on, is that the
Oh,
same
it is-
thing but brown?
No, it's
It's
the
the-
same thing.
It's the same
Oh.
thing they used against Sonic.
Yeah. Except this time, because you're silver, you got to pick up boxes and throw them at it. Who would have guessed?
If Silver had no
That
boxes,
makes this
it'd be
boss
useless.
battle unique.
No, it doesn't. It makes it identical to every other silver fighter. But this boss is probably my least favourite in the game, and that's saying quite a bit. And it's purely down to the fact that the camera is a complete dick to you at times. It's like,
Yeah.
well, they've got right what I was moaning about in the Sonic boss, about how you can't see the boss itself, but now we can't see Silver.
Yeah.
And dodging these things is a complete nightmare, because obviously Silver runs a lot slower than Sonic does.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's just... nah.
So it's pretty much no escape.
Pretty much, for a lot of them, there are parts where I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get away, and you see later on. And this is like the Iblis fight with Sonic. It's another case of a boss going on way too long.
yeah.
And that's actually an understatement here, and you'll see what I mean.
So do you have to have those little bits with the lights coming out of them?
Well,
Those square blocks on the sides?
I think you can hit either the arms or that bit of the middle, but I generally aim for the bit of the middle just because it works. But yeah,
Right.
that laser shot we just saw, I don't actually think you can get away from it.
Yeah.
Because they've just completely overlooked the fact that Silver's so much slower than Sonic is. And that's the other thing, where it spawns these little Eggman's robots down the bottom here, quite often your boxes will lock onto them rather than the boss.
Yeah.
No, that's just bad
Yeah.
design.
So that's annoying when you just can't like lock onto
Yeah.
stuff properly and just
Yeah, it just...
it needs to work, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I actually picked out something, I don't know if you guys have heard of Clement, he's a Let's Player, but he's been doing a review series of Sonic 06 for quite a while now, where he's just going out of his way to pick out everything that's wrong with this game. And he actually made the comparison to the Force Unleashed, which he did a few parts back.
Yeah.
And actually how you kind of lock onto that and it works.
Yeah. Force Unleashed is quite good though, to be honest.
I know this is going off topic, but we're going to be seeing this for another 6 minutes at least. But how do you guys feel about Star Wars being bought out by Disney?
Oh yeah.
Right. I've never had much interest in Star Wars at all, but I can see why people are getting worked up about it. It's just because Disney is a machine that just keeps on swallowing.
Yeah. But to be honest though, will it really matter? Because it's the same people kind of doing it. It's just a different name on top of the door sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is that Disney have got a case of kind of milking stuff for money rather than for the
making
sake
something
of
good.
putting a good product out.
Yeah.
I know, because like, I hate pretty much everything Disney have put out at the moment, but I can understand why people are getting worked up about pointless sequels that don't need to happen and that.
Yeah.
Although, in Disney's defence, that Wreck-It Ralph film does look like it's going to be pretty awesome.
What one?
Yeah,
Wreck-It
that does look good.
Yeah.
It's got like old arcade characters in it, like Sonic, for instance. They got
Yeah.
Jason Griffith.
No, it's Roger Craig Smith from You Guys. It's actually voicing Sonic. They actually got him in to do the voice of Sonic. Which
Got
was actually-
Eggman, Bowser. They've got Street Fighter characters in there.
That sounds really cool.
They've even got Pac-Man and the Ghost.
Yeah,
Hang on, this is made by Disney, right?
it's Disney, yeah. I can tell the development team behind it obviously are nerds, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And what I really like is that for the main theme song, they've got, you know, the band Buckner & Garcia, who did that Pac-Man Fever album?
No.
I know what I'm going to have to show you guys later, but yeah, basically they've got them in, they've got, like, because although Gary Garcia died a few months ago, which is a great shame because he was awesome, they've got Jerry Buckner and and his new band to do this theme song for Wreck-It Ralph. And it's kind of one of them things that people who know a lot about video games will appreciate. I kind of respect them for that. So, yeah, I'm getting beaten up still, I know.
And Silver just went invisible.
Yeah, guys, I'm not going to try and depress you or anything, but I don't actually think we're halfway through this fight yet.
Oh, great.
Nah.
Well, if you look at the health bar...
Yeah, but these last few bits normally take a while.
That's the one thing I don't like about Sonic. The bits in Sonic games when stuff goes on for too long,
Yeah,
you lose interest.
they're normally pretty good with this. It's just this one game in particular. I've actually got a theory. I think they were trying to aim Sonic towards a more mature audience and failed. So I think in earlier games and what they're doing now, they've kept everything short because obviously they're trying to market to young children and that, and so they've got to bear in mind the kids' attention span. Whereas with this, they've done everything they can to try and make it appeal to a mature audience and just completely fell on their heads with it.
Let's just try and be plain and simple about what we think of this already. This game is just shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Very blunt, Stephen.
Yeah. The only game that... So like this game, I don't like it, but I wouldn't say I'm kind of disappointed by it because I'll kind of... you get a few levels in and then you think, actually this is hilarious. The one that kind of disappoints me more than anything is the Shadow the Hedgehog game on GameCube and that. And the reason for that is because it's not bad like this, it's meh. And Shadow the Hedgehog, you kind of think
he should be fuck yeah.
Yeah, because Shadow is my favourite character in the Sonic series, and a game based around him should be awesome. They kind of made it meh. Yeah, that's another bit that you can't get out of the way of. So it's this laser, do I get out of the way of it? No.
How can you even find your ring? Alright, there you go. The camera's being nice.
It's like the explosion is too vast in the area.
Yeah, and it doesn't give you enough time to get away between like the thing finishing locking on and just running. Now, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
God. This is just no.
They couldn't have just like zoomed out.
Yeah, just a little bit, innit?
Yeah.
Keep it like that throughout it all.
Yeah. Like this camera angle here, this is good. This I can work with this because it does what it needs to do. Why do they keep needing to change it when you don't want them to?
So look at that. It's just...
Because you're underneath a huge arm.
Yeah.
Or near a huge arm.
Yeah. I think there's one point throughout this whole 8-minute fight where I got away from that thing, and I think that was more it glitching through.
glitch.
Yeah. Not there.
This game is just one big glitch.
Very nice. Yeah. Kind of like, I know they were saying how they were rushed for deadlines and that, and I can sympathise with them on that regard, but at the same time, someone has made a conscious decision to keep this boss going on for so long. And no, that's not deadline writers or anything. That's just you.
Oh my god!
I did it. That's the one. I got lucky there, and that hardly ever happens. Also, why is Blaze?
Does that mean there is a god?
Don't know. Yeah, but why is Blaze just following me rather than trying to do something?
Yeah, she could be helping out here.
She
It's
could
like she can run as fast as Sonic in this game.
Run up the arms or something, I don't know.
It's like, although fair enough, she can't throw boxes up and stuff like Silver King. She could at least take out the enemies on the floor, so I've got one less thing to worry about.
She has fire, does she not? She
Yeah.
could easily go on top of it and just burn her way through it.
Yeah, she could do what Sonic's meant to do.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's just sitting there, while Silver
Well,
does
no.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not sitting, running.
Yeah.
Running next to him.
But yeah,
Something a bit more useful, apparently.
Yeah.
Is it still alive?
Yeah, it does that one more watch out, here he comes sort of thing. It's like, this is a one-off thing, it'd be pretty awesome, but the fact that he does this in both the Egg Wyvern and both versions of this, it just kind of feels like an overused gimmick, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah,
He's...
thank Christ that's out of the way.
They didn't even bother for Blaze to make a pose or anything.
Yeah, no,
she
that's
just
what I was
runs in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Stands there awkwardly.
Oh.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the one that Sonic threw at Eggman? Or...
Yeah, but I think at this point Eggman's kidnapped the princess, and so it's just kind of lying in his base for some reason. Yeah.
So the emerald's in the past, but Sonic ends up having it in the future still.
Don't try to understand this game.
Right, I'll only get a headache.
Amy Rose, for some reason. Yeah.
Or Splinter Cell.
Well, she can go invisible.
This is the problem I have with Eggman's bases in this game, because I think this is on board the Egg Carrier, but in Night Adventure, you know how there are all them little articulate details about Eggman as a character, like within the Egg Carrier then?
Yeah.
Like, you know how we had the robots cleaning the floors and the monorail and all that?
Yeah.
Whereas this just looks like generic,
Base.
yeah, military base or something, doesn't it?
Not
For
personal.
some reason, as soon as she walked out of that room, I was expecting Amy Rose just to go to her. I'm sorry, but Final Fantasy is down that corridor there. If you take a left, turn right, there you go, you won't miss it. Yeah.
Actually, if she's from Final Fantasy 13, she'd be used to corridors, wouldn't she? That went over your head, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I couldn't really care for Final Fantasy.
Don't worry. This is a really awkward cutscene to watch.
Yeah.
And you'll see why.
Yes, but someone I know said to me, nothing starts until you take action.
Oh god.
So I decided to heed his advice.
You wouldn't happen to have some feelings for
No,
Say no.
I just find it funny how they're both banging on about the same guy and don't know it.
Yeah.
And that sparkle effect was supposed to be impressive.
So what does this guy look like?
It looks like, you know, in all these
Date with him?
like prefab webcam software that all the little kids tend to like to play around with to take stupid pictures for their
Yeah,
Facebook
it's that,
profile and
yeah.
that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hang on, so she doesn't know that she's like kind of fancy Sonic.
No.
I also have someone that I
Do they both sort of fancy Sonic?
Well,
Well,
of
Amy's-
course Amy Rose is
I know
obsessed
Amy
with
does.
her.
Amy's been creeping on him for years now, and Elise has sort of got this really uncomfortable relationship going on.
If Amy knew about that, I don't think she'd be very happy.
She'd just get her hammer out and crush
Yeah.
her head on the pavement where they are.
She'd just like torture Elise and say, throw her in the river.
It's like they go into a dark alley, and
Ow.
because Amy Rose can turn invisible, she could sneak up on her at any time with her hammer.
Yeah.
My Sonic.
Yeah.
Just hear this awkward evil laugh in the background.
Yeah. Anyway, town mission.
You want my Sonic? You can't have it.
Yeah.
How come the hammer doesn't go invisible? It's weird.
I don't know.
Did she just do a dance before you went and hit that robot?
I don't know. Yeah. These town missions are just so dull. And it's more than anything that annoys me is wasted development time.
Yeah.
Amy Rose's fighting
This
style is dull.
Yeah. Because like, they use development time as like an excuse for why it came out how it did, but no, they've wasted most of their development time on crap like this.
Yeah, it's just...
They could have like perfected out some of the levels or just maybe basically fixed out some of the mechanics or whatever, but nah. Let's make about 50 odd town missions.
Still invisible.
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh, there we go.
Utterly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a moment when you turned invisible, I couldn't tell whether the game was glitching again or you'd used the ability.
Yeah.
Until I realised the enemy couldn't see you.
Anyway, here we
That's
go.
quite a nice place.
That is actually pretty good. I'm not too keen on the trees at the bottom there, but the building itself, for it looks good.
Uh-oh.
Now, we didn't see this coming, did we? Yeah, not Peaches getting kidnapped again.
Yeah.
Finally, I've been waiting so patiently for you to return, Princess.
Oh crap.
Yeah.